I don't actually know how to say it correctly now because you always say it funnily. Latinx. Latinx.
I say Latinx.
Yes, I know. So I was like, how do people say this?
They say Latinx. I think it should be Latinx in deference to people who actually speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Or it should be Latinx because that's what it looks like.
So yeah, it was interesting. You've said that this is not something that the people anecdotally that you know who are Hispanic or Latino don't want to be referred to that way and think it's strange because their entire language is masculine and feminine. And a small survey of 800 Hispanic voters was done. They call it a nationwide survey, which just means it's people in every state, but it's only 800 people. Yeah. So I do want to give the devil his due. 68% of people want to be called Hispanic. 21% want to be called Latino or Latina. 2% want to be called Latinx.
Yeah.
40% said they find that term offensive. So I just thought that was interesting because it seems like a bunch of progressive people just tried to rename a group without checking in with them.
Which is like...
They don't necessarily like it.
It's hilarious because part of the ethos behind this is self-identification, right? That you get to label yourself in important ways, except when they don't like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing I was mulling this over, I was like, I guess this term actually isn't meant to make these people feel good.
It's such a dumb term.
But it's for trans people who don't want to be gendered.
I don't even think it's for trans people. I think it's for progressive people, and some of whom are at YouTube writing some of the YouTube communications that I see. I don't think it's for I actually think a lot of the people doing it are not trans. I think they are progressive. And I think it's part of, this is trite to say, it's ideology is overused, religion is overused, but it is a religious, all-encompassing worldview to signal one's concern and forward-lookingness to include everybody by saying what people can, in this case, call themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, the idea that a group can say, yes, call me this is kind of silly overall, but those are pretty strong indicators of the words that they would like to have.
That's what I thought was interesting is the first data I saw was like, people would rather be called Hispanic, apparently.
Well, what's funny, you said that, I didn't realize that, because in college what they taught us was it's not Hispanic, it's actually Latino is the proper term.
Not according to 65% of these 800 people.
Well, like Hispanic includes Spain, which is not what you're saying when you do that. You're actually talking about people in the area beneath the United States of America. So it's just funny that there's, that was back in college, taught to me by a white guy. It's just, the rulings on how this stuff goes. I've always used Latino when I've talked about like Spanish speaking area under America under the United States of America. That's another thing. You can't say America because it's all the Americas.
Well, that makes sense to me, actually. Sure. Given that it's South America.
I agree.
I actually understand the United States of America part, but that's not progressive. That's just people saying it's egoic to say that the United States of America is America, because there's a whole bunch of other parts of North and South America. Yeah. So I actually understand that one. I can identify with being like, you guys should not say.
I saw somebody in a debate, it was interesting, chide someone for how they pronounced Iran. They said Iran, and they said, it's actually Iran. And then later they were talking about Mexico, and they called it Mexico instead of Mexico. It's just like, fuck you, and nobody called them on it, but I wish someone had. I wish, like, oh, we're going to say it like they say it, or you just have the handful that your community thinks is appropriate to say in your best attempt. And it was, I've been that person before, and I try not to, because what it made me realize, it's like, look, I'm mispronouncing shit all the time. I didn't even realize. So every now and then I'll be like, if it's a very common word, I'll try to do someone a favor. But to use that as a way of scoring points, it's just like, dude, this is gonna get turned on you so damn quick by someone that knows a little bit more than you.
Croissant.
Yeah, croissant. Or irregardless. It's actually regardless, and then you'll finish a sentence with preposition or something 3 sentences later.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a great
the grammar Nazis. You don't want to be one. You're just going to get screwed every time.
There's a great clip. I think it's Jennifer Garner with Conan, where she calls him out aggressively on a grammar thing. She's like, "You went to Harvard, Conan. You should know that that's not a word."
I've seen it. She's being playful. But
well, he goes and gets a dictionary.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you love to see those people get their comeuppance. So if you are that person, you just open yourself up for everybody rooting that you get your comeuppance.
Yes, and you will, because that's the thing with language, is that there's not one right way of doing things. There's words evolve and mean different things, and I was taught to double space after period, and I was berated if I did a single space. I still do. And now people are like, "What are you doing? Like, we don't have typewriters anymore."
You got to do it. You got to do it. I was yelled at.
Yeah.
People would circle when you're writing essays, the space.
Yeah.
With little red circle, -1.
Oh my God.
This looks like a single space.
Oh my God.
Fair point.
That happened. That's why I'm so militant about it.
Teachers would just look at the space in between sentences.
Yeah.
This looks like one space to me.
Oh my gosh. And that just reminded me of when you get like a 3-page paper, 1.5 space, but you could make it, squeeze the margins a little. Increase that spacing, as opposed to writing like another 100 words, which at the time seemed impossible. Yeah. There was no possible
Sometimes you've said everything you need to say. And then the other thing that, just a little pat yourself on the back, because I know you were, and I agree with you.
But by the way, in 10 years, when these people have won and it is Latinx or Latinx, and I'm being thrown in cancel jail, this is the clip they're going to pull. Yeah. But today, I'm victorious. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here, so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.